just a flash with on the whirly. Young man, you're too girly, girly. You just a flash with on the whirly. Him have one up here, one down there. One in a Nova, one down a Veer. One she's a lawyer, one she's a doctor. One where they work with a little contractor. One down a east, one down a west. Him have one up north and two down south. One a sell cigarette on the roundabout. Lord, hey, young man, you too girly, girly.
Oh, we
You
are
just a
live. Let me turn on the music a little bit. Yes, we're back. It's Please Don't Livestream, and I guess the first really official episode of this year, this season. And also the first official episode of our spinoff, because we're renaming the live stream or the podcast, whatever this, for a while here, for the next 20 or something weeks, to the Adam Sandler podcast. Yes. So, as we talked about last week, in the last minutes of the podcast, we are going to really thoroughly investigate the career of Adam Sandler, and it all starts here. And with me, as always, my trusty co-host Christopher.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, hey, hello, and yeah, we're gonna start. We're going back to the scene of the crime. I wanted to say, but it's not really a scene of crime. The beginning. We're going back to the beginning. We gotta figure this out. What happened with Adam Sandler? Why did he become the person he is today? We're not gonna go too personal. We're gonna stick to the movie stuff, but you know, I think it's gonna be interesting. So yeah, like I said, we're gonna start with the first star vehicle, so to speak, that he was in, which was the 1989 super duper low budget comedy Going Overboard. And yeah, we talked a little bit about it just before we went on air. But just to reiterate, like, what was your first thoughts after having seen the movie?
My first immediate thought was, this is, from memory, it's been years since I watched a Adam Sandler movie, but this is by far the worst one I've seen that he ever made. And I would say it's one of the worst comedies I've ever seen also. I mean,
yeah, I
would say Biodome is kind of great compared to this one.
Oh yes, Biodome. Did we talked about Biodome, didn't we?
I think we mentioned it a few times, but we didn't have an episode about it.
No, we didn't. Yeah, yeah. Biodome is like legitimately funny. Please don't hate me, internet, but I think it's funny from time to time.
And Biodome, what is it? It was the bottom for a while.
It's been in the bottom. It's not now. Yeah. It's somewhere on the list, I think.
On Rotten Tomatoes, right?
Yeah, Rotten Tomatoes. I know IMDb. It's on the bottom 100 list somewhere. But this
I know that at one point that movie was at the
bottom.
The worst movie ever.
Yeah, the number one on the bottom list.
Yeah, and this one, it's miles ahead in the bad part.
Yes.
It's because I would say I didn't laugh once, and I didn't even smile. I didn't even, not even like blowing air out of my nose. Nothing. It was complete deadpan. I was dead through the entire movie.
It was like being dead for 97 minutes.
Yeah, but painful though. Yeah, it was horrible. And I'm gonna be surprised if we can find any movie ahead of us that are worse than this one.
Yeah.
So I'm hopeful for this Adam Sandler podcast now. We started at the bottom. We can only go up from here.
Yeah. I mean,
I think.
I agree. I haven't seen every Adam Sandler movie. I haven't seen most of his movies, but I've seen the popular ones from the mid to late 90s, basically. And I find some of them funny. I mean, like everyone, I think, likes Happy Gilmore. I like that one. But I've seen some of his later work, and or bits of it, and it's terrible. But yeah, nothing compares to this.
Yeah, because I mean, yeah, his movies are terrible. We all know that.
Yeah.
Even the good ones are kind of terrible.
Yeah, they're not actually.
The only movies that he made that are actually great are movies he was not involved in directing or writing.
Yeah, where like proper directors and producers give him a shot, and he has shown from time to time that he can do a good job, and we're going to discuss that further later in this podcast, later episodes. But
even his bad movies, there's at least a few chuckles. I mean, you enjoy yourself most of the time. You're not miserable.
No.
This one I was miserable.
Yes.
Yeah.
I completely agree. I for the first 95 minutes of this movie, I didn't even move my face. I was like you. It was painful. Literally in the last minute before the credits, I did laugh once. Fair warning for the rest of this podcast and all the other episodes. Spoilers. We're gonna talk spoilers because we need to discuss the movies. In the very last scene of the movie, King Neptune, yes, he's a character in the movie, King Neptune reappears and offers his daughter as a sort of prize to Adam Sandler's character, Shecky Moskowitz, for no apparent reason other than I guess he kind of saved the boat from the terrorists. People who don't know what the movie's about is like, what is going on? And don't worry, we're going to show the trailer in a second, but
and also it doesn't make sense if you watch the movie.
It makes a little more sense, but it still doesn't make sense. But yeah, when he says, I brought you, I wanted to introduce you to my daughter Slime, but a young Billy Zane plays King Neptune, and when he says Slime, he says like Slime. He just screams it like from nowhere, and it caught me off guard, and I laughed at how he said it, because like we boomed it out like it was an opera, and it's like, oh, that was weird. And then when he says her name again, like 5 seconds later, he says Slime again, and I don't know, that made me laugh. It wasn't funny, it was just he said it weird. That was the only time I laughed.
Yeah. Quickly then, if you go over, what is this movie about? What's going on in this movie?
Well, the premise.
The elevator pitch. The elevator pitch.
The premise is, young ship waiter Shecky Moskowitz has aspirations of becoming a stand-up comedian. So he tries to get on the stage of this ship he works on. But the big comedian guy, Dickie Diamond, won't give him a shot. That's it. So he tries to get on the stage. Then there's a bunch of other stuff that they're just putting in there to make it to 90 minutes. And it's
like terrorists attack the boat for no apparent reason. Well, like, sort of. And
there's a reason, but the reason is terrible.
Yeah. And it's
there's these weird like fourth wall breaking moments that go on for way too long. That it just feels like they're padding time. There's these strange dream sequences that aren't funny. They're not really creative.
And this movie I think it's the perfect example of just because you know you're bad, it doesn't excuse it. Yeah. This movie starts off like the first scene in the movie is Adam Sandler looks into the camera and talks to the audience and say, this is a movie which is poorly thrown together. We have no budget, and we only made this movie because we have a boat. So he breaks the fourth wall and tells us this. And at this point, I was like, oh, okay, that's fair. If that, I mean, this could be something, or I mean, it's interesting. I've never seen this. But then it goes on and it is exactly what it says: a badly thrown together piece of shit. I mean, if I say I'm a serial killer, that doesn't excuse that I have bodies in my basement.
No, that's true. That's true.
I mean, it's...
it's... And I think they were trying to like cash in on the fact that they were like a no budget movie, and they were a bunch of kind of very inexperienced movie makers. This was the director Valerie Brayman. I think it was her first. Let's see. I think it was her first movie she ever directed, and only. No, not only, but let's see. Valerie Brayman. Yes, this was her first movie that she ever directed, and I think she wrote it as well. Yeah. And they have a bunch of stand-up comedians who are not really actors, and friends of friends who are playing all the roles. And they knew that they didn't have like a great cinematic masterpiece on their hands. So they try like, hey, it's not the best, but the problem is it's not like it's mediocre. It's terrible.
Yeah.
Like compare this to, and I don't know if it's fair really, but I mean compare this to other like first-time directors. Like Peter Jackson's first movie, which was also like a no-budget movie. Admittedly, he took 4 years to make it, so he had a little more time. But I mean,
I think this
taste.
Wasn't this movie? This movie made in like 2 weeks or something.
Yeah, they had the ship, which was, I think it wasn't operational, or it was operational, but they weren't out at sea. They were just like in the harbor.
Oh, okay, because I heard something different.
Oh, okay.
I may be wrong. Because what I heard was that this was a ship who was actually going. It was a cruise going from point A to point B.
Oh.
With a lot of models that was going to a Miss America show or Miss Universe or something.
That's true.
And
yes,
they more or less just jumped on and said, "All right, who want to be in a movie?"
So so
they had that trip.
Yeah, the entire movie is basically shooting the rodeo, if you know that expression. Yeah. Which that's true. That's right. I read that too. But going back to Peter Jackson's first movie, it was a no budget film. I think it cost like 1,200 Australian or New Zealand bucks. I don't know what that is. Back in 1980 something, and that movie is like a legitimate movie. It's an amazing. Well, I think it is. Bad Taste is an amazing movie, and there's a bunch of like creative solutions to problems. Like he built his own camera rigs and made all of his own like squibs and masks and weapons. Like it was a labor of love, and it shows because it's a fun, quirky movie. This is just something they slapped together because they had a boat with some models on it. It's that's not why you make a movie, or at least it shouldn't be why you make a movie. Or I can only think of horror directors now. Or Sam Raimi, The Evil Dead, his first like proper big movie. Like that is like a legendary film at this point. Same thing there. A bunch of creative solutions to create amazing special effects. Because he wanted to make a good movie, no matter what the cost. Here it's just, what do we got? Okay, film it. It's not not long enough. Montage of bikini babes.
Yes, several of those. Well, I think the most. Well, no, I can't even say it's the biggest problem or the most glaring problem because there's so many of them. I can't even pick one of the worst, but one of the biggest is the main character.
Yes.
So, as you said, the movie is actually about this guy who wants to become a stand-up comedian. He tries to get on stage. He tries to get his shot, his one chance to be a stand-up comedian. So, first off, he never does anything to actually get on stage.
No.
He asks the guy once, and that guy says no, or laughs in his face, and then punches him. Yeah. And that's everything he does to actually make his dream come true. He doesn't do anything else. Then it was just coincidences that he actually get on stage at one point.
Yeah.
And he's really bad at it, so he doesn't deserve to be on stage because he's poor at it. And the movie frames it as he's bad at it.
Yeah. And it's not like the movie, like during the course of the movie, he figures out jokes because of situations on the boat or anything. He just magically gets good jokes from I forget the guy's name, like famous like 50s comedian. Damn it, whatever his name was.
I don't remember.
In like a dream, he gets some funny like badoom jokes.
Is it a dream?
I don't know.
Is that real?
But wait, he's not on the boat, and he says like, "Oh, I have to get back to my reality," and he says, "Take my wife, take my wife," and all of a sudden he's on the stage.
Oh right,
and starts saying,
yeah.
And everyone's laughing.
Oh
at him
yeah,
for no
right.
reason.
Yeah, it's not a dream; it's a fantasy on stage. That's right. That's what it is.
And all of a sudden he's funny. He's got jokes now.
Yeah, because he was standing on stage and thinking, and in the thought in his daydream he got jokes.
I don't know.
But I mean, so what the character mostly does throughout the movie, I would say maybe 50% of everything this character does through the entire movie is actually just go around and complaining that he's not on stage.
Yeah, or like
I
can't think of jokes. I'm not funny.
No.
Or why does he get all the girls? Why do everyone else get the girls?
Yeah. It just goes around complaining. So why should we care about someone who isn't good at something, he doesn't do anything, and he complains about it?
Yeah.
It
doesn't make sense. Milton Berle is the guy's name, by the way.
Oh, right.
Is an actual comedian who worked for 80 years.
And he goes uncredited in the movie.
Yes.
By his choice, from what I've heard.
Yeah.
Another thing, which I think is kind of hilarious, this is the only movie that Adam Sandler don't want to put his name on.
Oh, really? So even
if you go to Adam Sandler's homepage, he lists all the movies he made except this one.
Really? What,
Yeah.
on IMDb?
No. His homepage, AdamSandler.com or whatever it is.
Okay.
So he really say, "I made this movie, but not this one."
Wow.
So he's ashamed of this movie. Of all of his movies, this one that's where he draws the line.
Yeah. But it's kind of funny because if you've seen some Adam Sandler movies, like later Adam Sandler movies, he hasn't really progressed that much. I mean, technically it's better, and he is, I guess, a better actor now.
Yeah.
But the formula of this movie is almost the same as every other movie he makes. He's kind of the underdog, and everyone who's like in his way is a terrible person. Like in this movie, you have the Dickie Diamond character and his girlfriend, Miss Australia. They're all like terrible people because they're not him, or he wants to be where they are, so they're terrible people. Which is a recurring theme we're gonna notice in a lot of his movies. So he always plays the underdog because it's easy to relate to. There are a bunch of like celebrity cameos, even though in this movie they're not really celebrities yet, but you have people like Peter Berg, Adam Rifkin, Burt Young is in the movie. The priest, when Dickie Diamond dies, doesn't really die, but the priest is played by Stephen Brill, who later directed a bunch of Adam Sandler movies. So we're gonna see his name later. And I think there's two guys. I forget their names, but there's two guys who appear in a lot of Adam Sandler movies, like all of his Adam Sandler movies. All of his movies. They're the I think they're the gay couple, the two friends who realize they're gay in Big Daddy. Like, when the movie starts, they're like high school friends who realize they're gay. They're kind of awkward about it, or Adam Sandler's awkward about it. You know those
vaguely.
Yeah. Or Happy Gilmore's caddy in Happy Gilmore is one of them. The hobo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like both of them appear in this movie.
Wait, the hobo isn't that
he plays the bartender slash waiter in this movie.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah.
Yeah, And the other guy, I don't remember his name, but I think he plays one of the terrorists.
Okay. Yeah.
So once again, there's a bunch of his friends in the movie. A bunch of, like I said, celebrity cameos. Like we said, Milton Berle is in here.
Alan Covert.
Yes, exactly.
As the bartender guy.
Yeah, and and of course they had all the actual like supermodels, the Miss Universe, Miss America.
Yeah.
It's kind of a weird mix because there's a bunch of Miss America contestants because they're like Miss Alabama, Miss Georgia, whatever. But then there's also Miss Universe contestants as well because there's Miss Australia, Miss some other countries I don't remember, like South Africa or something. I thought that was all made up and they didn't know that they usually compete in 2 different pageants, but I guess it's the same. I don't know. It's a weird thing, but yeah. The only thing we don't see in this movie that is going to come up in a lot of other Adam Sandler movies is product placement because he wasn't a recognizable person yet, so he couldn't place products in his movies. But other than that, this is a very, very formulaic Adam Sandler movie.
Yeah,
it's terrible.
But it's like terrible. A blueprint for the Adam Sandler movies. It's not, or the first prototype.
Yeah.
So all the things are there, but none of it works.
Yeah, exactly. So it's kind of weird that he kind of still uses the same formula, but I guess he has perfected it.
Yeah, but I mean, it works for him.
His movies always pulled in money, even though they're not good, which is also that is something we're gonna have to like figure out why. And we said that before too. Why do people watch his movies? Like,
well,
judging from this one, it was a box office bomb. I don't even think it showed in like 2 theaters in 1989, and then it was called The Unsinkable Sheikh Moskowitz. It was like re-released when he started to become famous with SNL as Going Overboard, but it really didn't pull in any money then either.
No, because I don't know.
I don't know.
So
what are you thinking about?
I'm just amazed this movie exists. I'm just looking. No, I'm looking over the cast. That's what I'm doing.
Oh, okay.
So because as you said, there's a lot of interesting people in this movie.
Yeah.
So Billy Zane in this is in here, and I heard the reason he's in the movie.
Okay.
Is because he was, well, this is fact. You can look this up. He at this point was married to the girl playing Miss Australia in this movie.
Oh, okay. So that's why he's in the movie.
Yeah, I don't know exactly why. Maybe he was on the ship for her sake, and they were making a movie, and he was just there.
Yeah, so maybe she's in the movie because of him, or vice versa.
Yeah, or something like that. So that's it, at least reason why he's there. But and then Billy Bob Thornton is here.
Yeah,
for some reason.
I don't know.
I don't think he was famous at this point.
No, not yet.
So I think
he's probably done some stuff, but
yeah.
What are the odds?
But then there are 2 other people that I looked up, which smaller name, but kind of interesting though. Yeah. Peter Berg.
Yeah, who is a good actor and has become I think a very good action director in his own right.
Well, he did make Battleship.
Well, yeah, but he made Lone Survivor and
Hancock.
Oh, yeah, that's right. But Patriots Day, all the Mark Wahlberg movies he made, they're good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's also I haven't seen much of him, but I've heard something about him. Adam Rifkin.
Yeah. I like Adam Rifkin. He made The Dark Backward. Really good movie.
Guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you made a review of that one.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Years ago.
Yeah, almost 3 years ago now. Yeah. I even interacted a little bit with him on Twitter. He's a really nice guy, really good director when he gets a chance to do a movie. He recently made they changed the title of it. I think it's called Dog Years now. The last movie with Oh no, what's his name? Smokey and the Bandit guy. Burt.
What? Oh, Burt Reynolds.
Burt Reynolds. Yeah, right.
Oh yeah.
Which I haven't been able to watch it yet, but it was like won a bunch of awards, and it was very very well received movie. And I think it's just it's that thing, like a bunch of like people who are in the industry now who started out in the same place. I guess they kind of knew each other, so they just happened to be in the same movie. Because he has an uncredited, well, he's uncredited for writing the movie. He like helped with some stuff. Because I think it's technically like for legal reasons, it's written by Valerie Bryman, the director. But I know that Adam Sandler and the guy who plays Bob, whatever his name is, his friend, or Joe, is it Bob?
Tom Hodges.
Yeah. I know him and Adam Sandler wrote the stand-up bits and some additional stuff, and then Adam Rifkin, I guess, like script doctored it a little bit, I suppose. I don't know why I don't want to put that on him, but like, out of those people that were involved in the writing, he is the most competent one. I don't know why he didn't like try to remove some of the characters.
Maybe he was good at that time.
No, maybe not. Who knows?
Maybe.
Who knows?
Yeah, but speaking of this, that people that you see that a lot in the film industry, that people who were famous now but was on their way up at the same time, they always have like this thing. I don't remember. It was what is it called? The guy, Nerdist guy. What is it called?
Oh no,
Who owns
I know what you're
the
talking
Nerdist
about. Yeah,
podcast, Nerdy Stuffs.
I don't know. I don't watch or listen to that enough.
Yeah,
but I know what you're
he,
talking about.
Yeah, because I listened to this podcast years ago when it started up, and he talks a lot about that he knows so many people from like the movie industry, but only because like they went to the same auditions and they like switched roommates here and there just to get ends meet. I mean, and that's why they all like get tight knits, and that's sort of why he could make his podcast, because he got all those contacts. Yeah.
Damn it.
Just get on my podcast and sure.
Okay. Yeah. That's how it works.
Yeah. So it's probably the same here.
Yeah. Exactly.
One of them got their foot in and said, "Hey, I know some people."
Yeah. That's how Adam Sandler still works. I mean, all his friends, all his SNL buddies are still in his movies all the time because he made it. They kind of did, but mostly because he did. Connections. Yeah, that's what I need. I need connections, or we need. Yeah.
Another interesting thing. The Burt Young character.
Yes. Just quickly, I thought that was like reshoots to like pad the movie or something to give it.
It had to be.
It has to be. Because it has no reason to be in the movie. I mean, even like, but the terrorists. Yeah, but the terrorists aren't in the movie until the last 20 minutes or 15 minutes.
So he's General Noriega.
Yeah.
I think I think I'm pronouncing it wrong, but
it's Noriega. Yeah.
Yeah, which is based on a real person.
Yes. I don't remember his first name, but it's General Noriega, who was like
Manuel
Noriega. Yes.
Yeah.
Notorious.
So for some reason they decided he's character in this movie.
Yeah.
So he's in the movie for some reason, and he watches the movie that we're watching.
Yeah.
And then someone says something bad about him in the movie.
Yeah, Miss Australia says he's smelly.
Yeah, that he's in the movie, but he's watching the movie. In the movie he's watching. Yeah. That we're also watching.
And then he tells
he's to
underlings kill her.
Yeah. Yeah, and he sends two terrorists or two underlings inside the movie to kill the character in the movie, and then they appear on his screen when he's watching the movie because he sent them into the movie.
Yes.
The movie we're watching.
Yes.
That he's also watching.
That's where they're trying to be creative. They're trying to be like, we're gonna do some quirky, like fourth wall breaking stuff, but it doesn't work.
No.
It's just confusing and irritating, and worst of all, not funny.
Yeah. I would say there's only one actually clever thing in this movie. They misuse it, and I completely missed it
Okay.
first time around. And that's the shirt thing.
Yeah, I read about that. That he changed his shirt a bunch of times.
Yeah, and that's
scenes.
so there's a joke, but it's a blink and you miss it joke. So there's a running gag that he's going up on stage.
Yeah.
And he's asking his friend, should I use the pink shirt or the green shirt?
Yeah.
And he says the pink shirt, and the friend says the green shirt. And then they go back and forth, and then they both say both.
Yeah. Why don't you just wear both? Okay.
Yeah. And then from then on, with every cut of the movie, he changes shirt.
Oh, okay. Because
he's
I knew
using
about
both.
the thing, but I thought it was throughout the entire movie. So I was like, he doesn't
No, it's
change
just-
his shirt that much.
No, it's just from there on. From,
Oh, okay.
From that part of the movie. And in the middle of that, he goes to Miss Australia actually comments, what's going on with your shirt?
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
And he says, well, he liked the pink one, I like the green one. Which one do you think is better? And then there's a cut, and he changes shirt.
Oh.
And I mean, that's a clever joke
Yeah.
if you use it correctly, but they miss every beat.
Yeah.
They miss it. They do it so badly that you miss that it's a joke, and you only think it's like continuity error.
yeah.
It's clever, but they flubbed it,
Yes.
and that makes it even worse.
There's a lot of that stuff. Yeah, in this movie. Yeah. And a lot of it feels like an afterthought. Like they filmed that scene with her because they didn't have a line producer who said, he's supposed to wear the pink shirt here, or the green shirt, or because it's not clever. It's just like, they wanted to be clever, but it isn't because they misuse it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, and. Did you get the feeling that Adam Sandler actually wanted to make this movie? Like, because people always complain that he doesn't care about, when he's in a movie, it looks like he doesn't care. And I was trying to really look at him and listen to him, because he's not a good actor, so I couldn't he's acting badly. Okay. But did you get the feeling he didn't want to be in the movie? He was just doing this to be in a movie. You know what I mean? To get
Yeah.
a foot in the door, his face on the screen.
Honestly, it's too early to say. I haven't seen enough of him.
Okay.
I can't say, because from what it looks like is that he's just acting badly and overacting, and I mean that's all I can see.
Yeah,
I can't see what the character or what the actor thinks.
Yeah.
Just that he's panicking all the time.
Yeah, because it was around this time. I don't know the exact time period, but it was around this time where he was trying to become a stand-up comedian.
Yeah.
I mean, even some of the jokes, that's kind of funny. Some of the jokes in the movie, the bad jokes, I don't know, they're the bad jokes that he tells in this movie are actually jokes from his actual stand-up routine. So I'm getting the feeling like he wanted to get his material out there, his name out there. So hey, some of my friends are making a movie, I gotta be in that.
Wait, so that's supposed to be good material?
Yes, I found a clip. We could watch it. Where we don't have to watch all of it, but I mean,
No.
a couple of the jokes, I don't remember which of them, are actually in this clip from around the same time. I don't know if this is just before or just after the movie was made, but it's around the same early 90s, late 80s. And his stand-up is I've never seen him as a good stand-up. He's fine. I don't know if you saw the Netflix special he did last year, 100% Fresh.
No, I've seen a little stand-up of him, just random clips here and there.
Yeah.
And he's fine. He's nothing
fine,
great.
yeah.
It's nothing bad, but
No.
I mean, it's not like I want to see a special of him, but it's also not that I'm calling him a hack.
No.
So I'd say yeah, sure.
Not as a stand-up. He's not a hack. He's fine. But this early stuff, we'll just watch a little of it. Let me put it on the screen. There it is. Like that. And I will play like a minute or two to see if we can hear, because I know some of the jokes from the movies in this stand-up clip. So let's press play.
I just came here from New York, and my last day in New York was kind of weird. I had a cab driver acting peculiar. We were driving along, me and the cab driver, and he killed a dog on the way. He didn't hit the dog with a car, he just got out and stabbed the dog. He hacked it apart, and the first thing I thought was no tip. I'm not going to tip this guy, Not because he killed the dog, just because 30 cents clicked in the meter while he was doing it, And I don't get that kind of bread right now. I don't have that kind of money, not yet. I will someday, I'm sure, but right now I don't. Yeah. A lot of good-looking girls here tonight, huh? Holy boy. All right, easy. All right, the girls, I don't like, good-looking girls kind of intimidate me a little. I get nervous talking to them. I saw this cute girl on the street today. I was with my friend. I said, boy, I wish I could ask her out, but I don't know what to say. My friend said, just ask her out. The worst she can say is no. So I asked her out, and she said, get away from me, you loser. And I was kind of like, I think you broke the rules there, huh? Loser. Now, don't get me wrong, I do okay with the chicks. I got a cute girlfriend now, anorexic girl. Actually, I've been seeing less and less of it, but hold on, all right. No, I do all right. I really do have a girlfriend now, and it's terrible. She's an English major in school, and she's smart, and I'm not too swift, and it's kind of off balance, the whole relationship. She says these words to me like, your slightest touch propels me into a universe of passion where you rule benevolently over all my emotions. And I'm like, you got great jugs. I like them, when you walk and they bounce. I like that, how they bounce. You don't even know they're doing it, but they're bouncing. It's cool the way that works. I'm not that dope. I'm not. I finished a big book the other day, 421 pages. That's a lot of coloring, when you think about it. There, I had crayon cramp for a while, a little crayon cramp, but I went through with it. I did it.
All right.
From home.
Screw it. I don't want to watch any more of this. Somewhere in there, I should have done it, made a timestamp of it. But the joke where he says that his father told him to, marry someone with the same beliefs as the family.
Yeah.
And he says, "Oh, why should I marry someone who thinks I'm a schmuck?" That joke from the movie.
Yeah, that's one of the few.
Yeah. But that's,
okay, girl jokes.
Yeah, that's okay, but that's his actual stand-up material.
Yeah.
It's not like written for the movie.
Yeah, it works better in this way. When they're it's just a stream of thoughts.
Sure, yeah.
Instead of in the movie where it's usually just one joke and then a big pause, and then move on to the next scene.
Yeah.
So it could be just that's why it looks so bad in the movie, because its delivery in the movie it's just undercutting all the jokes.
Yeah. It
could be. But still, they frame it as that there are bad jokes. I mean, that's the framing of the movie. So
yeah. So it's a strange movie.
Very.
Yeah. And
I mean, there's not much to say about it else, because everything is so terrible. Usually we can talk about like what could we change to make it better, or what was good, what was bad. This is just overall bad.
Yeah, there's no saving grace in it.
No, and it's just baffling.
And the worst part is, what I find the most irritating is that, like we said before, there's these like montage of women in bikinis. There's an entire scene where they're just filming Adam Rifkin as the rock star Croker, or whatever his name is, performing his hit song "Slap the Cat," in its entirety. Basically, it's like 3 minutes long, and it's just them filming the stage and him. I don't know if he's singing or miming it, but whatever. And these unnecessary dream sequences and these weird like banter scenes where it's just him and Bob, or him or some other character just in one take, just sitting talking about nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And it all feels like a waste of time. And the movie is almost 100 minutes. It's an hour and 37 minutes. Like, it's an hour and 35 without the credits. This could... Why not just make it a 70 or 80 minute movie? Just cut out all the fat. It's not funny. Even them involved kind of thought that was funny. Or could they? I mean, some of the stuff, sure.
I mean, that's one of the feelings I always got with Adam Sandler's early work. And when I say early work, I say everything up until Big Daddy.
Oh yeah.
Or maybe including Big Daddy.
So
I'm not sure.
Early and mid 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most of the movies he made around then, I got the feeling in this movie too that it's the same with, which is not Adam Sandler movie, but it is what is production company?
Happy Madison.
It's a Happy Madison movie.
Okay.
Oh, is it the Wilderness?
Strange Wilderness.
Strange Wilderness.
Oh,
Yeah. It's the same in that movie. That the movie isn't made for an audience. It's made for the actors to have fun and riff of each other and just take money, have fun. And if people like it, that's not up to the movie. That's their problem.
Yeah.
And I got sort of the feeling in this, like, we want to go on a cruise around beautiful ladies. Movies is just an excuse. We're just gonna have fun, talk some shit, do some jokes, try out my stand-up routine. It doesn't really matter. Fuck it.
Yeah.
And the problem is in this movie, the fun part isn't. We don't get a part of it. in for example, like Strange Wilderness is a perfect example.
Yeah.
It's the same thing there, but we can feel that it's fun for us too. It's fun to watch these people having fun.
Yes, I agree. Yeah, and that movie, like you said, it has sort of the same energy, but that movie is so weird and so out there from time to time that it kind of gets by on that. It's fucked up from time to time.
And then there's also in that movie there's actually interesting actors who are interesting people that you like to watch. There's no one you want to watch in this movie.
No, that's true.
We don't see anyone having fun. No one has any charisma. No one delivers lines. Everything is just shit.
And just to put it in the perspective then, because we're like praising Strange Wilderness here, I'm not saying that is a good movie. I enjoy it, but it's not a good movie. And it has...
No, it's horribly bad.
Yeah, it has a Metascore of 12, so that should put in perspective how bad Going Overboard is.
I would say the best thing about Strange Wilderness, the absolutely best thing, which I, to this day, rewatch, that's the trailer. I love the trailer. The trailer is amazing.
Yeah, the shark bit in the end.
Not just the shark bit, but it's like it's all the good jokes in the movie.
Okay, that's true. Yeah, that's true.
So you can just watch the trailer, and that's the best of it. That's the cream of the crop of that movie. So I never rewatched the movie because it's shit, but
yeah, I've seen it maybe once or twice. There's a lot of potential in that movie to be a really funny, like offbeat comedy, but they fail. But I still laugh when I watch it.
But
it's been a while.
There's some moments when you laugh in that movie, and it's you're not bored out of your fucking mind.
No. Oh, and the best part, the movie's only an hour and 27. That's perfect. Just below 90. Perfect.
Yeah.
This movie's 10 minutes longer. And those 10 minutes are made up of the longest intro credit sequence of all time.
Oh yeah, which is so horribly animated.
Yes.
Oh, the animation is so bad at this movie.
Yeah, and it's like, we get it. They didn't have any money, so they wanted to make some quirky animation, but it just doesn't look good.
No.
Yeah. And then all the unnecessary scenes that we talked about. It's just cut all that out.
Yeah.
But then people
Also,
will notice that the movie doesn't really have a story more than like the story beats are like 15 minutes of the movie. The rest is just filler.
Another interesting thing, which is just a baffling point in the movie. I don't think you noticed it. I didn't.
Okay.
This is something I heard about later on because when I researched the movie. There's a scene, the bar scene when he gets punched out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you notice anything about that scene?
Other than it's all one take, no.
Yeah, it is one take, and it's like 4 conversations, and it's like 6 minutes long.
Yes, and it's so boring because of it.
Yeah. Why did you do that?
Yeah, cut.
Why did you do something so hard? If one person messes up, it's fucked.
Honestly, because I think they just ad-libbed. They know that we have to mention these things and get to that.
Yeah, but why did he still do it in one take? It doesn't make sense. Even if they ad-lib.
Because if they
people have even if they ad-lib, you have to have cues because people are going and coming and going throughout that scene. Like, you have to go, you have to get in, you have to keep the conversation, you go, next conversation, you go, you come in. Like, why? And it's so boring to watch.
I can tell you why. You why. It's logistical. If they do it in one take, and they don't really care about following a script, so they can do it in one take, they don't have to redo it, they don't have to care about different lighting setups or sound setups. If they're going to do back and forth, following the 180 rule, they're going to have to redo the lighting and the sound several times. Maybe like 3 or 4 times. But here, they do like that, 6 minutes, done. Let's go on to the next one. Oh, what about pickups? What about close-ups? Nah, we got it. We got it in the master. Let's move on. We got 6 days in this ship. Let's move on. That's why.
I mean,
they didn't care.
You got a point. But it's these things that make the movie so boring.
Yes. There's a bunch of scenes like that. We're like, cut, do something, show us something. No, it's just sitting there talking. His stupid face all over the movie.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is the worst movie I've seen on the show. Could be one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
Yes, I agree.
I've never been this angry during one of these episodes before.
Okay.
Well, not angry, offended. Offended is the right word.
Okay.
So yeah, I hope this is the worst.
Like from what I've seen of his movies, yes, I think it is.
I have a few movies I'm really worried about. I'm worried about I Now Pronounce You Chuck and Larry.
Yeah, I've seen parts of it on TV. I've never seen the whole thing. So
I'm really worried about Jack and Jill.
Oh, we're gonna have a little extra fun with that one.
And That's My Boy. I'm also worried about.
Oh yeah, that looks terrible.
Because I haven't seen any of those 3 movies, and I'm really worried.
I'm worried.
Because I mean, will my psyche recover from this?
Yeah, that's
this abuse against the senses.
That's what we said last week. That's why our friend Martin just said nope right away when we mentioned doing a Adam Sandler podcast. He was like, "No, I'm out. Don't count me in." Okay, yeah. Fine. Yeah. Oh. But I think it'll be fine. It'll be fine for the most part.
Well, I mean,
for the next few weeks, we're gonna watch pretty good movies at least.
Yeah, I mean, until week, I'd say 10 at least. I think we're gonna be fine.
Yeah, I think so too. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. But I think I realized we never. Oh, we have here Brett Hardy in the chat. Jack and Jill has a 3% critics rating on Rotten Tomatoes. Yeah, and it has something very similar on Metacritic. I've watched parts of that movie. I tried watching the whole thing. I'm not going to say anything more about it right now. we'll wait until we get there. I have some things to say about that movie. But for now, I don't know. There's not really much more to say about the movie, is there?
No.
I think just for consistency, because I want to do this in every episode.
Okay.
We should do that earlier though. We should show the trailer for the movie, because I know there are some people in the chat. Actually, people in the chat now, who mentioned that they have never even heard of the movie, which I understand. It's kind of like the Star Wars Holiday Special. George Lucas kind of wants to bury it, and Adam Sandler wants to bury this movie. So I'll just queue up the trailer. It's like a minute long, and we'll watch it just for posterity, and so that people don't have to watch the movie, but we'll show the trailer of each movie, so you can decide for yourself which movie was the worst. Let's see here. Let's do that and this. Nope, that. And play.
Adam Sandler is a cruise ship waiter fishing for laughs.
All my life, I just wanted to get on stage and make people laugh.
Hi. How you doing, Errol? What's your name?
That's Billy Zane's wife.
Comedy is such a sad thing.
This isn't going too well, is it?
It's absolutely the most degrading thing a human being can put himself through. There's your punchline.
Somewhere between seasons.
That's the director. The girl there, it's the director, Valerie Bryman.
This killer comic discovers the power of laughter. Adam Sandler is going overboard.
But first, let's see a montage of some beautiful women.
Yeah. That's most of the movie.
What the hell do you mean by that?
Comedy.
Can't think of anything funny.
Comedy.
Killer.
I am funny.
Whatever. That's very masturbatory to end the trailer with "I am funny, aren't I?"
I am funny.
No, you're not. But yeah, like judging from that trailer, now we're kind of biased because we saw the movie, but even that trailer is just like, looks bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
It's one of those trailers when you can see that they're trying to hide the movie.
yeah, because they're trying to like. He talks about discovering the power of laughter, which becomes like the Deus Ex Machina, but it comes in the last 5 minutes of the movie. It's like, maybe I can save the ship with the power of laughter. Oh, Bret Hardy again. Wow, it's like the movie an 11-year-old kid would want to make. No offense to 11-year-old kids. No, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Scantily clad women, stupid jokes. Wacky slapstick, but not even that much. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
100%.
When that's what we watched for almost 100 minutes. It's not good. I gotta say, the one thing, just to end it on a somewhat positive note, the one thing that I kind of thought for a little while would be interesting is the Dickie Diamond character, the stand-up, the real stand-up. When he gets locked in a toilet, because that's how Shecky gets his shot, because people think that Dickie has died because he's gone, but he's locked in his own bathroom, which if he's gone more than like a day, a maid would come by to clean it. So it doesn't work. But anyway,
but they decide that he's dead.
Yeah, they
because
they have a funeral service for him.
Yeah, within an hour.
Yeah. But for the rest of the movie, because he doesn't come out until the end, for the rest of the movie, he's locked in that bathroom, and at a few points in the movie, they show him, and in a couple of those, he starts like contemplating his like life choices and his career and who he is as a person. And I was like, are they doing like character stuff? Because he's an asshole. He's the one that punches Adam Sandler. He tells terrible jokes. He's a chauvinist. And he's like, is he like realizing now? Because he even says towards the end, like, please God, if you let me out, I'll be a good person.
No, he says, I will never point. Do the.
Oh yeah.
I will never flip someone off ever again.
That's
I
true. Yeah.
promise.
And I'm like, it's not a lot, but it's something. A character with an arc, someone that changes. But then he says, fuck you, I'm an atheist. Haha, fuck you. And he just continues. And I was like, oh, okay. There was a minuscule sliver of hope, and then just, gone. So, no. But at least it was something to hold on to for a little while. Oh. But I think, that's all there is to say about this movie. Going Overboard. Terrible, terrible movie. With zero redeeming features.
Next week.
Yes, we're doing one of the most famous Adam Sandler movies, right? Billy Madison. Yes.
So we jump 6 years from this point in his career.
Yeah, because
and see what did he do between?
Well,
SNL?
yes, I think early 90s, like 91 or 92, I think, something like that. He became a recurring cast member on SNL, and that's when they tried to resell this movie as Going Overboard. It was called, like we said before, The Unsinkable Shecky Moskowitz before. It didn't work, but they wanted to cash in on his fame. So he did stand-up. He became a legitimate stand-up comedian. He did SNL. And then, I don't know if it was he or if there were producers or someone wanted to give him a shot to make a movie again. Then they made Billy Madison. I haven't done any research on that yet.
No.
But we'll do that for next week. So, if you want to anyone in the chat or watching this later, if not watching this too late, if you want to watch Billy Madison and be caught up, go ahead, because we're gonna talk about that next week. If you don't want to, that's fine, because from what I remember, it's not the best.
This is like the worst book club ever.
Yeah, but it's gonna be like a book club. We're gonna tell you next week we're doing Little Nicky, so be sure to watch that. But it's only gonna be terrible Adam Sandler movies. Oh well. I'm gonna start the outro song now because I want to end this show. So let me turn it down. That's it. Thank you to everyone watching. There was actually a bunch of people in here for a while, so thank you. And to everyone watching it in the archives, thank you so much. Be sure to hit the like button if you liked it, hit the dislike if you disliked it, and if you want to be updated when we release the next episode of the Adam Sandler podcast, be sure to hit the subscribe button. But until next week when we watch Billy Madison, have a good one. Bye.
Bye.
How do you turn this off?